One of the great things about the Subaru Outback for overlanding, it's a budget vehicle for just getting into overlanding. You know, just get some all-terrain tires. Right now I don't have my roof box on there, but even in this configuration you can fold down the back seat, totally flat. You can sleep back there, 2 people, comfortable. But if you want to sleep in here, you've got a lever here and a lever here. There you go. You know, keep your cooler in there, all your equipment. The all-wheel drive system is excellent. Fuel efficiency is great, and it's just a great entry-level getaway and gateway into overlanding. Okay, now I'm going to get to the essential, what I consider basic overlanding, you know, cross-country trip. Most of the trip, unfortunately, was on pavement, but I still, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you should carry that's beneficial to the Subaru Outback. As you can see, fold these seats down, it's perfectly flat back here, you can sleep back here. So all your stuff that you carry back here, sleep stuff, just put in the front seats when you sleep if you don't want to carry the roof box or have a roof box. So starting on this, I'll go over some of the gear I had. I had they're cheap little bags, but they're the LA Police Gear little bags. And we'll go over. Essential headlamps. I had 2 in here. You know, must-have items. I did bring some firearms with, so cleaning kit, universal. You know, this is just I mean, it's a cheap, crappy Condor one, but it does the trip. And I got some, a little windy, but some of that frog lube, just little packets, individual ones, so I don't have to. There's a thing of CLP in here too, in a little bottle. Gerber multi-tool, you know. A CRKT, just a little knife. You know, probably have multiple knives with. This one's just thrown in there. Spare batteries for the headlamps. A bigger. There we go. This thing works. A bigger light for working. You know, if something happens. Yeah. Nothing in the side pouches, but here's where it gets a little interesting. Small fire extinguisher. Probably get a bigger one maybe. This one's just tiny one. You know, a little fire extinguisher. Toe straps. Have some toe straps. You never know. You're gonna find stuff you need. I've got more toe straps in here. A tire plug kit. You know, in the Subarus you do have a spare, but you've only got one spare that comes with it, and it's a short-term spare because of the you know, all-wheel drive systems. You're not supposed to drive with one tire, different size. And if you've got, my tires they're all-terrain tires that probably have a bigger diameter than the factory ones, even though they're factory size, and they've got 60,000 miles on them now. So, you know, but a good plug kit. A air pump and some tire slime. You know, comes in a nice little case. The air pump, you just plug it into your cigarette lighter. Subaru actually has one right back here, and plus one in the front, so the Outback's good for that. More toe straps in here, and then you will want a tire pressure gauge. You may also want to lower your tire pressure for different terrain, and then before you get back on the pavement, pump it back up with your air pump. These, I've never used these, but I figure, hey, in an emergency, they're big blocks of rubber. You strap it around your wheel through the rim, and it gives you some, it goes around, you know, it straps. This would be the diameter of your wheel. This would strap onto the outside of your wheel. This would go through the rim itself, and then buckle on. You got this big chunk of rubber that will spin around with your tires. I mean, don't know how good they are, but better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. And you would only use these like very short term, like a couple feet, just to get out of something, you know. There's that pack. I'll go repack these better a little bit later. This is one item that I love. There's a store by us called like Menards or any of those like home. It goes over your car seat. It's just a big cover that goes over the back seat, and it's like waterproof canvas. It's made for like if you have dogs in your back seat, wet dogs. It was like $6. I use this thing all the time. You put it over the back seat, you throw firewood, I mean just all kinds of crap in there. And it's super cheap. It folds up really small. And there's like a little nook where mine does not have the factory subwoofer in here. So that little spot where the subwoofer goes, this thing shoves right in there. Perfect. Then I've got another big LA police gear bag that I brought on this trip. And this just has, you know, various things. A little adventure products, little bivy sack. This is a smaller one, so if you're going to do day hikes, you can pull it out. Little rolls of duct tape. Never know if you're going to need that, but it's better to have it. One of those Soul survival kits. It's got little mirrors, fire starters, compass, a knife, just kind of an all-in-one tool. My little Altoids can first aid kit that I have that actually has the contents on the back. And this one has razor blades, plastic bag, mini Bic lighter, jute twine, fish hooks, fish line, small nails, a couple different other nails, paper clips, paracord, more duct tape, dental floss, and band-aids. And then one of those little survival it's like a credit card that you can open up. It's got a little tool in there. It's got a little compass. These are like gimmicky things, but you know, there may be something that's got a magnifying glass on them. You can start a fire with it. You just throw it in there. So if you do some day hikes, you can just kind of pick and choose. This bag actually has the Velcro inside pockets. So if you had some holsters and stuff, you can put it in there. It has more pockets on the other side. Unfortunately, LA Police Gear discontinued this bag, but I really like this bag. It was like they're kind of difficult. Like sometimes they'll have something listed and then all of a sudden it'll come back again. But this one's got these two big nice pockets on this side that kind of open up, and I've got all kinds of stuff in here. Glow sticks, one of those pouches that you put your cell phone in that blocks all signals, compass, and this one is actually a pretty nice one. I mean, an inexpensive nice one though. Asunto. I keep it in a little whole sunglass pouch. See, there's more knives in here, more flashlights, one of those little knot cards, you know. I've been rock climbing, mountaineering, and sailing for over 20 years, and I still forget how to tie knots sometimes. So some of them are muscle memory, some of them I'm like, oh crap, I haven't done a munter hitch in how many years, and I need to, you know, so it's good to have. Memories are not always what they used to be. This one I've got some toilet paper, you know. One of those little paracord bracelets that you can take apart and use the paracord. More flashlights, more knives. Those little wet fires for starting fires. I keep a lot of them here. Another generic multi-tool kit. This one's got a little screwdriver set on it. This one's like total generic. It's like Winchester brand. It's probably those ones that came with the free kit. You know. Along with the fire starters, I've got one of those nice aluminum tubes. Open it up. And it's got those some O-rings, some extra ones, and it has those. I don't know if you see them. They're called the lifeboat matches. They're the ones you can like light in the water. Totally waterproof. They burn for a long time. You know, don't need to be waterproof, but I mean, why not? These little portable emergency toothbrushes. Okay. I've got some extra fuel for the jet boil. There's actually 2 canisters shoved in here, 2 of the small ones. Another flashlight in here. Never have too many. Heating utensils, wet wipes. Jet boil. I actually have a few different jet boils. Greatest thing ever, especially if you do like Mountain House or just coffee. Heat up your water in just super quick. Some Mountain Houses, my biscuits and gravy, my absolute favorite. And then my wife has a gluten allergy, so she's gluten-free. Mountain House actually makes some really good gluten-free items. This one is Italian pepper steak with rice and tomatoes. We actually ate the chicken version of that one. It was really good. I've got Adventure medical kits. They're bigger bivvy. This is like almost like a Tyvek material. It's reusable. I always keep it in the car. Got some of those lifeboat rations. They taste like cookies. They're Datrex brand, I think. You can get them all over the place on the internet. I mean, these things are designed to sit in lifeboats, so they're designed to sit in hot, there's certain foods like I don't keep the Mountain House in this bag all the time. I put that in there short term. These are always in here. Winter, whatever, they just, I've eaten some of these that are like really old and they taste the same. It's just a crumbly, dry cookie. Lots of calories. More batteries. A nice tarp. This one's a 5 foot by 7 foot tarp. This is like Walmart brand. It's just coated nylon. It works for the price. Got a spool of reflective paracord. More toilet paper. A hatchet. Love this thing. It's the 44-hour candle. You get stranded in the winter, it's cold, crack your window for some airflow, light this candle. It'll warm the interior of your vehicle up, and they last, like it says, 44 hours. I mean, these things are great. Went to some flea market years back, and this guy had cases of, I got them so cheap. I have a lot of them, but I ended up giving a bunch to people for gifts, and they're just so good to have. This one's still sealed. I've got some multicam Velcro strapping. Believe it or not, the Restore. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard of them. The Habitat for Humanity Restore. You never know what you're going to find there. I went there, they had all this military overrun multicam webbing strap. It's even got the little ring at the end, so you can actually legit strap it down with Velcro. They're just good to have. These things are so cheap. I bought so many of them. This item, I think it's a saw. Could be. Yep, it is a saw. It's one of those hand saws. You got the chain in there. And this is another one of those cool finds. There's a store by me called, they're all over the place, Tractor Supply. TSC. But these were like made in America. They're in their bargain bin pile. I think they were like normally like $20, $29. I got them for like $3. I bought a whole bunch of them. I got them in like every vehicle, every bag. Granted, a chainsaw or a hatchet would be better, but you're going down a logging road and a tree falls down. Yeah, it's going to take you a long time, but you can cut through it with this. Or you're just doing a campfire, in a park or something, a trail that allows it. Cut some wood. And then I got last thing in here. My old Toyota, even though it's a Subaru, but my old Toyota first aid kit. I bought it optional. I put it in my FJ Cruiser, but when I traded it in, I kept my first aid kit. It's one of those things that I added to over the years. And that is it. The other great feature of the Outback, I'll show you right now. The roof rack. It's got a little lever you pop up, pops out, crosses over. You got 2 crossbars like this, and then they go down. They're stored on the side. How cool is that?